Where is the best place to work? I am leaning towards working at a college or for a nonprofit, but I just don't know what the best options are. Girl, wherever the money's at. Hey loves, my name is Cleela and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'll be giving you guys a highly requested video. As the title says, I will be giving you guys a mental health therapist Q&A. Recently, I posted a video on my channel titled Day in the Life of a Mental Health Therapist. And after I posted that video, I got so many DMs and emails just on questions related to being a therapist. I really appreciate you guys' questions. I love that you guys trust my judgment, and I love that you guys want to engage with me because I love you guys so much. I love you guys so much. So anyways, because I got so many similar questions, I thought I might as well do a Q&A. So in this video, I will be answering questions related to how to become a therapist, how much do therapists make, how much school do you need to go to become a therapist, what is the daily routine like, all that. So if you want to know that, stay tuned. And if you have any additional questions for me after this Q&A, you can comment down below, you can DM me, or you can email me, whatever you prefer, baby, okay? But before we get into this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you want to know more about mental health and the mental health field and just therapy in general, subscribe, become part of the family. Also, give me a like if you want more videos like this, and leave me a comment. Let me know what career fields you guys are thinking about, and let me know if you guys have been thinking about mental health as a career field. I love talking to you guys. But without further ado, let's get into these questions. First and foremost, to become a therapist, a mental health clinician, I went to school for 6 years. I did 4 years at North Carolina A&T, and I got a psychology degree. And then I did 2 years at North Carolina State University, and I got a clinical mental health counseling degree. And then I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, and then I've been working on my job for 2 years now. Yeah, so I work with children. I love my babies so much. But yeah, so I work with children, and that is what I've been doing for the past 2 years. So yeah, I've been in the whole psychology scope for about 8 years now. Yeah, it's my thing. I love it. So yeah, I feel like I have a lot of knowledge in this career field, and I feel like I can help you guys achieve your goals in this field. So yeah, first question. I myself am interested in being a therapist. I am just very, very nervous about the college and school part of it. Is there anything you could give advice on? Honestly, it wasn't that hard, okay? I'm gonna be honest. It was not that hard. Like, y'all, it's not like, it wasn't like engineering or, you know, brain surgeons or like, it's not that hard. It's more so tedious. The work is very tedious. All them papers, all them discussion boards. And I can say, if you're interested in a subject, it kind of just comes easier to you because you're interested in it, and you're gonna do the research, and you're gonna listen because you're interested. So if you're interested in counseling and you're interested in psychology, it's really not gonna be that hard. What's hard are those general courses that you gotta take first that you don't care about, like chemistry, statistics, Spanish 3. That was the hard stuff. That was where I was like, okay, can we not? That was what messed me up. But the subjects that I was interested in, no, it was not that hard. In the master's degree, it really was not that hard. You know, as long as you know, just do the work, you're gonna pass. Just do the work. Just do the work. That's it. Just do the work. It's really not that difficult. Also, I could say the hardest part of everything be the standardized tests. Like the test that you have to take to get your license. exams, like those comprehensive exams that include everything you learned over the past 5 years. Like, that be the hard part. But actually getting the degree, just do the work. Just do the work. I'm actually an engineer now, but I realize that this is not the career for me. I feel like I've been the friend who hears people's problems and tries to help, but I'm just not sure if I would be a good therapist. Is there a way to know if I would like the field? In my opinion, the best way to know if the mental health field is for you is to take a psychology course in undergrad. So before you go and get your master's degree in counseling or psychology, make sure that you like it by just taking a course. And if you've already finished undergrad, that is perfectly fine. Maybe you could take a course at your local community college. Just see if you like it. Just take one course, one psychology course, one counseling course, one social work course, and just see if it's for you. And also YouTube. Look into other mental health therapists on YouTube and just see what their experience is like, and see what they say they do on a daily basis, and see how they say they feel on a daily basis, and see if that's the lifestyle you're looking for. If you don't know any therapists in your life personally, then YouTube is the place to go, okay? YouTube has everyone up here. So I suggest finding out if this field is right for you by just doing your research, how you're already doing, you know, YouTube videos, or just taking a small course, a course at your community college or a course at the college you're at now. I heard that therapists don't make that much. Is that true? It depends what you think that much is. So from my personal experience and from what I've seen on job applications, what I've heard in job interviews, and what I've heard other therapists say, as a therapist starting out, you can make anything from $35,000 a year to $55,000, $60,000 a year. Starting off. That's what I'm gonna go with. That I'm gonna go with, you can make from about 35 to as good as 60 starting off. And so the sky is the limit. As a therapist, if you are especially making your own hours and charging your own rates and working for yourself, you can make 6 figures. Like, you can go hard. Like, you can go off. You can really go off. You can start your own practice. You can bill insurance companies yourself. Like, you could really F the game up, okay? But starting off, you know, you're still getting your feet wet. So I'll say anything between 35 to 60 you can be expecting. After starting off and getting fully licensed and just getting your experience and your networking, the sky is the limit from there. But yeah, fresh out of grad school, you can be looking at that range. Did your high school GPA/grades affect you in college or finding a job? My high school GPA probably affected me getting into college. I personally had a good GPA. It was over a 3.5, so I didn't have much trouble getting into college. But after that, it really don't matter no more. Getting into college is when your high school GPA matters. But after you get into college, then the focus is your college GPA. And when you get into grad school, that's when that college GPA matters. But high school only matters for college, really. And then after you go to college and you are working on that GPA, that's the GPA that matters. So yeah, to answer your question, my high school GPA stopped being a huge factor after I got into college. I was wondering if being an occupational therapist would even be worth trying if I plan on becoming an attorney. I think that if you want to explore your career options, then that's the way to go. If you want to see what it's like to be a therapist, if you don't like it, then you want to be an attorney. But I don't think the two occupations have much to do with each other. I don't think that being an occupational therapist is necessarily a stepping stone to become an attorney. But I do think that they are both great career fields and you should explore both just to see which one you like best. I am interested in becoming a counselor in juvenile centers for kids who come in contact with the law. I've been having a hard time figuring out which master's program would lead me there, seeing as I'll be graduating next year with my BS in psychology. Seeing as you did your master's in clinical mental health, do you think this would be the right program for me to do counseling juvenile delinquents? My answer to you is yes. So when I first moved here to Atlanta, I actually considered working with this population. I actually considered working in a juvenile center. After the interview, I decided to work with the company that I'm with now. But I said that to say I was able to get that job. With a master's degree in mental health counseling, you will definitely be able to work with juvenile detention centers. Is being a mental health therapist fun? Is it stressful at all? I think it's fun just because you get to get creative with your sessions. Especially working with kids is fun. So it doesn't have to be so serious and just so, you know, laying on the couch, tell me your problems. You get to have fun. You get to draw stuff. You get to create stuff. You get to tell stories. Like, it's a whole vibe. You should want your therapy sessions to be kind of fun. You don't want like people to dread seeing you. Like, oh, my therapist is such a drag. Like, I feel just as dead in her office as I do at home. Like, no, you want to put life into these people. You want to put life into your clients. So you should have fun. Like, you should be like, hey, what's up? How you doing today? What's going on? Like, you know, let's talk about it. Like, you should want to have fun. In your therapy sessions, you can incorporate movies, YouTube videos, songs. I remember when I was working with adults, not even just with kids, when I was working with adults, I would be like, I heard a song that made me think of you, let me play it for you. And we would vibe out to the song. Like, I would see a poem that made me think of one of my clients, I'd bring it to the session. We'd read it. Like, you can get real creative with your sessions. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to be boring. You're supposed to spark life into people and just be a good time. Someone that they want to see. Someone that they look forward to seeing. Of course you should care about your clients. Of course you should think about them off the clock. But you don't want to drown yourself in your work. This is a helping profession, not a saving profession. So you cannot save people, and you need to show up for them as your best self. And if you're not taking care of yourself, then it's going to be hard for you to give them good therapy. So yeah, you don't want to be stressed out, because a stressed out therapist, that's not someone who can give you the best advice or the best direction or the best guidance. So as a therapist, you should practice a lot of self-care, a lot of bubble baths, a lot of meditation, a lot of journaling, and just don't let your job stress you out. Do things for yourself, like after 8 o'clock, I'm not gonna think about work. It's all about me. Or before 9 o'clock, I'm not thinking about nothing work related. Like, you know, you gotta give yourself those boundaries. So yeah, it does not have to be stressful at all, and it is supposed to be fun. I am an undergrad in psychology. I got offered a spot in a master's of counseling. Congratulations. However, the program is $44K, and I'm afraid I won't be able to make enough to pay that debt after I'm done. From your experience, is it doable? Fortunately, I had the GI Bill, and that granted me 2 years of school for free. My dad served 20-something years in the Army, so he got 4 years of college for free, and he split them amongst me and my sister's master's degrees. So fortunately, I had a GI Bill, but tell me about it. Don't nobody want to pay $44K? Don't nobody want to do that? I get it. But there are options. There are options. You could look into taking out a loan. I don't know how you feel about loans, but that's definitely an option. I took out a loan for my undergraduate degree, and I'm still paying off on it. It kind of comes with the territory, you know? So you can take out a loan. You can apply for grants. You can apply for scholarships. There's so many online. You can just Google scholarships for women, scholarships for people in college, scholarships for teachers, scholarships for counseling students, scholarships for minorities, scholarships for basketball players. Like, the list goes on and on. So you can look into scholarships and you can apply for scholarships. And then, of course, financial aid. You can look into their financial aid options, see what your school can do for you, or see what that school can do for you. Go to their financial aid office or call them like, what can y'all do for me? What can y'all do for me? What grants y'all got for me? So yeah, there are options, baby. There are options. But that is a great opportunity, and I hope that works out for you, babe. With your license and based on the job you have now, do you diagnose and/or counsel kids? Yes, that is what I do for a living. At the moment, I am working with adolescents and children, and I am providing them individual counseling, skills counseling, so teaching them different skills like how to calm down when they're having a panic attack, or different interpersonal skills, how to interact with others. And I'm also giving them family therapy. So I'll meet with them and their parents or their siblings, and we'll have therapy. And, you know, just see what everybody else is feeling. You know, see how the family's doing. And with diagnosing, yes, we do diagnose the children. I do love my job. The current job that I have now is a community clinician. So my job is flexible, but that doesn't mean that every therapist has a flexible schedule. But I have noticed that most therapists do create their own schedule and do have a flexible schedule. Like, for instance, when I was in my internship, the person who I was under and who I used to shadow, he used to just leave. Like, where is such and such? Like, he used to be out, okay? Like, well, and then I used to be like, okay, I guess I'll go home. But I liked it. He was cool. He was real chill. And then, like, some mornings I come in and he'd be like, I ain't got nothing for you to do. It was just chill. So, and he worked in an office. And then I work at schools now. So I'm a community clinician. So I travel to different schools and I see my clients. So the school counselor won't even be there half the time. I'm gonna be honest. Like, they be ghosts, okay? Like, the school counselor don't even be there half the time. So it really do be kind of chill. Most therapists do have flexible jobs, but like when you become the director of like the facility and stuff, you need to be there. You need to be there. Even when I was at the other place that I was working at, the director was chill as well. I loved her to death. Oh my god, she was my role model, y'all. And I don't have role models like that. But that woman, she was a boss. But yeah, so she used to do her own thing as well. Like, we would be having meetings. We would be like, where's such and such? Y'all, it's just, you know, we be there for the clients though. The clients love us. But yeah, it's just chill. Like, you do what you do. As long as you show up when you're supposed to be there, like when it's important, it's cool. And does it pay well? Like I said, it just depends on who you're working for. Me, I get my bills paid. But yeah, it just depends on who you're working for. It depends on what you consider well. In a previous answer, I said that starting off, you can make anywhere from 35 to 60. That's starting off. Is your job typically just talking and discussing during a session, or is there some more creativity involved? So like I said in a previous answer, creativity, okay? You need creativity. You don't have to have creativity, but that is so boring. And nobody wants to go to therapy and be bored, because who wants to pay for that? Like, you want to be in the presence of someone, like I said, who is going to speak life into you and just gonna light up the room, and is going to give you interventions that you look forward to and activities that you look forward to, and also just bringing creative things like coloring utensils, adult coloring books, telling someone to draw something that represents something else. That's a cliche one. I always have Play-Doh for my kids. I always tell them to make me something. Like, we're never just sitting there. I'll have them a coloring book. I'll have them a maze. I'll have them a worksheet that I printed off of line that I want them to do. We'll do things. My kids, with their parents' permission and with the permission of my job, I'll take them to go get a smoothie. I'll take them to McDonald's. Like, you don't want to just sit there and bore people, because although you may be working for a company and you're gonna get paid, it's like your clients might start requesting other people. You might start getting a bad name. Like, okay, hi, can I get a different therapist? The one I have now is boring. No one wants to be around someone boring. And then if people are paying you out of pocket, oh God, they're not coming back after the first session. You gotta give people creativity. You need to be writing on the wall, like, what we doing today? What did you do yesterday? Like, give me action, okay? So yes, you want to bring a creative element into the room, and art therapy is actually my favorite thing to do. It's really my favorite thing to do. When I used to work at my old job, we used to have an art therapy group class, and it was just amazing. We used to just play music and people would just create. We wouldn't even really talk. We would just create, and that alone is therapeutic. And then in the beginning of your sessions, you know, you could take 10 minutes for y'all both to create something just to ground yourselves into the room. You know, that's a good mindfulness technique. So art therapy is actually one of my favorite things to use in therapy. And I saw something about you saying you don't want to concentrate in art therapy right now because you don't want it to be too hard for you to find a job. And yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. I see why you said you want to just do mental health therapy right now and, you know, incorporate art therapy into your sessions. That, my love, is the best thing to do. And then later you can start looking for art therapy jobs, because you'll have art therapy experience. I was like, but you are on the right track with that. You're on the right track with that. But love, you can definitely have creative elements in your therapy sessions. That is actually preferred. Any interviewer would love for you to say that. What age group do you think is best to work with? I do love kids, but I also know college age / young adults are more in need of therapy as time goes on, and the in-depth conversations I could have with them seems intriguing to me. These were my initial thoughts when I started therapy, seriously. But I can say that everyone is in need of therapy. No matter what population you're talking about, everyone is in need of therapy. I also love working with kids. It's so rewarding. They're just so sweet. Like, and just to know that you really put some footprints in their life. You know, kids are sponges. Kids soak up everything. So to know that you were one of their earlier on impressions and influences is such a reward on its own. Especially if you're a positive one. Like, only if you're a positive one. You should only be a positive influence. Just knowing that you were a positive influence on this child's life is so rewarding. And it's just, working with innocent children is just beautiful. It's beautiful. You know, kids are innocent. But I also see what you're saying about the intriguing conversations. I have worked with both adults and children. You're definitely gonna have more intriguing conversations with adults. Kids, I can admit, it'd be a little hard to get some stuff out of them. Sometimes you gotta do it metaphorically. Sometimes you gotta be like, show it to me. Kids can definitely be harder to get things out of, and adults are definitely gonna be more engaging and, you know, be able to describe things more. So you're right about those two observations. My best advice is for you to work with both populations and see which one you like best, because, you know, we know the obvious. You know, kids are amazing, we love them, and adults have better conversation, they're better engaging. They're easier to engage with. So you just gotta see what your niche is. In undergrad, I had an internship with children, and that kind of let me know I want to work with adults. I want to work with adults. So when I graduated with my undergraduate degree and I went and got my master's, I got an internship with adults. So I got my experience with internships, and then when I went out into the real world, it was kind of like, okay, what do I feel like dealing with right now? And at the moment, you know, I want to work with kids. Not to say I'm not going to want to work with adults in the future, but right now that's what I want to do. So yeah, just explore everything. Explore all populations. You might want to work with a population that you don't even know you want to work with right now. So yeah, just explore. Where is the best place to work? I am leaning towards working at a college or for a nonprofit, but I just don't know what the best options are. Girl, wherever the money's at. Both of them. Whoever paying the most, okay? So I have a friend who works at a college, a university, and she's a therapist there, and she absolutely loves it. She wouldn't want to do anything else. And I also have a friend, he's a therapist for a nonprofit organization, and he absolutely loves it. So it really just depends who you're talking to. Me personally, I probably wouldn't want to work for a college or university because it's not flexible enough for me. Me personally, I would probably go the nonprofit route because you have a little bit more flexibility work-wise, and it's not so structured. So it just depends on who you're talking to, what you're looking for. Just, you know, it really just depends on what you're looking for, girl. But I say go where the money at, and you gotta try everything at least once, right? So if there's a job opportunity and you like the price, then I would go for it. Just see if I like it. And if you don't like it, you know, you can always switch gears. You're never stuck in one place. Oh, this one's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. I love when y'all send me sweet messages like this. Thank you. I have been looking into applying to a school psychology specialist degree, but I am having trouble navigating through all of these different degrees and options. After seeing your video, it looks very similar to what a school psychologist does. Although you have a clinical mental health counseling degree, do you mind outlining the difference? So obviously with clinical mental health counseling and with school counseling, there are a lot of overlaps. But like you said, school counseling is a specialization. So with that being said, if you were to get a degree or a master's in clinical mental health counseling, you would be able to work at a juvenile detention center, a substance abuse facility, a school, a college, a nonprofit organization. But if you specialize in school counseling or only, then you may be limited to schools. That's not to say no one else will hire you. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it may just limit your chances of getting hired at a nonprofit facility or a substance abuse facility because you concentrated on school. So now you'd have to get a job at a school, versus if you would have done clinical mental health counseling, you could have probably, you know, worked at a detention center or a hospital or, you know, anywhere else. But if you are looking to be a school psychologist, then that is a route for you. But if you're looking to kind of be able to dibble and dabble, then I would go the clinical mental health counseling route, and I would apply for school counseling jobs. Of course, if you get your degree in school counseling, you'd have a higher chance of getting a job as a school counselor. But if you want to have free range, I'd go the other direction, if that makes sense. I do not know who to reach out to about this field. Do you have any tips, advice, plans, or a program that you have in mind? I will be graduating in December with an associate degree in criminal justice, then transferring to a 4-year college and studying psychology. I want to become a mental health therapist. I am trying to familiarize myself with programs so far. Do I need a PhD and master's for that degree? I believe I do. And what classes do I need to take, or the major advice on that as well? I would like to be as informed as possible before I start applying to colleges for my BA majoring in psychology. As for masters, I am not sure yet of the steps I need to take as well. Awesome. I love it. I love your enthusiasm. Congratulations on your associate's degree. So yeah, you are on the right track. I also got my undergraduate degree in psychology. Some steps I would take in undergrad to ensure that you get into grad school so that you can become that therapist that you want to become. I would get an internship, and you don't exactly have to be counseling anyone or providing therapy, because that probably won't happen, but you just want to work with a population. You know, like when I was in undergrad, I got an internship working with children with disabilities. So you could do anything. You can work with any population. I was not providing therapy to them. I was tutoring them. But it still was a population that I worked with. I loved working with that population so much, you guys. I loved that job. So yeah, I would get an internship while I'm in undergrad. Master's degrees, love that. Also, I would join different activities on campus. Master's programs love when you do things outside of the classroom. They love good grades, but that's not all they want to see. They want to see, what else are you doing? What are you passionate about? What do you like? What are you into? What explains you? Like, what are you doing outside of going to class every day? Of course, you need to have a good GPA. Have a GPA around 3.5. Don't go below 3.2. And study for your GRE. Your GRE is the standardized test that's going to get you into your master's degree. So you want a good grade on that. So you want to just prepare yourself for your GRE. You want to get an internship. You want to do things outside of the classroom. You want to connect with your professors, at least two. Just connect with two professors so that they can write you a good letter of recommendation when it's time to go to grad school. So yeah, those are some of the things I would do to prepare for grad school. And also, you have 2 to 3 years, and you do not have to go to grad school right after college. You do not have to do that. I don't know if that's like something someone's saying or something out there. No, you don't have to do that. You can take your time. You can take your time. First off, school can be a financial burden as well as just a burden on you mentally. So take a break. Take a break. Like I said, nobody wants a stressed out therapist. So take a break. Take all the time you need. So while you're taking your time and you're doing your undergrad degree, that's when you can kind of be doing a little bit of research on, where do I want to go to school? What's most comfortable for me? What state do I want to be in? You can research the top counseling programs in that state that you want to be in and go from there. Yeah, just do your research. There's so many programs out here. So many. There's so many that's a good thing, because, you know, there's one for everybody. There's one for everybody. There's one for people down south. There's one for people up north. Like, it doesn't matter. You don't have to go to a specific school to get like a specific general level of knowledge. You know, you can go where you want and be comfortable, as long as it's a good school. And make sure it's K-CREP accredited. K-CREP accredited, okay? You do not want to go to a school that doesn't even have their accreditation. Make sure your school is credible. You don't want to go to a school that is about to lose their credibility, because that's a waste of a degree. So make sure your school is credible. And as far as the classes that you need to take for your degree, that's gonna be all written out for you in your curriculum. I would also suggest, though, if you have a bunch of electives, minor in something. I minored in family studies and child development, and I feel like that also helped me get into grad school, and a lot of employers like to hear that I had that concentration. So don't waste your electives on like something you're not that interested in, like sewing, dance, swimming. No, get a minor in marketing, or minor in child development or family studies or biology. You know, get a minor that you feel like can help you with whatever you're trying to do. Is it rare for a mental health therapist to be affected by their clients' problems? This is not rare. I mean, as human beings, it happens sometimes. Like, if you're listening to someone enough, you may let their problems affect you. But as a therapist, you're not supposed to do that. I mean, it can happen. And especially considering the fact that in order to be a therapist, you have to be empathetic. You have to be able to empathize with someone and be in their situation without being in their situation. You don't want to be sympathetic, you want to be empathetic. So, along with being empathetic, you're already kind of channeling some of their energy. So with that being said, it can happen, but you don't want to let that happen. In order to ensure that you do not let your clients' problems affect you, you need to be practicing self-care. You need to be taking care of yourself so that you can show up for your clients how they need you to show up for them. They don't need you to be affected by their problems and crying with them. Like, that's not what they're here for. They need you to help them. So you need to show up as your best self. So with that being said, you need to be doing what you need to do to take care of yourself, whether that be going on your daily runs, venting to your supervisor, venting to your coworker. The people that you work with, you can depend on to be that venting session for you if you need to talk about a hard case, because you're gonna have hard cases. And where do we go when we have hard cases? We go to our supervisors, we go to our coworkers, and we go to the people that we work with, because they are in the same situation as you, and y'all are gonna need to support each other in that way. Because due to confidentiality, you can't be going around telling your clients business. You just can't do it. So it's nice that you can keep it at work and you got people to talk to. Every 2 weeks, I meet with my supervisor, and that's when I get out all my hard cases. And I'm also able to call her if I'm having a hard case, like, hey, I just need to process this right now. Do you have 10 minutes? Yeah, of course. She always has time for me. And then at my old job, we used to meet once a week, every Wednesday, and we would all talk about our hard cases. So you need to vent, you might need to run, you might need to do your daily baths, you might need to soak, light your candles. Do what you gotta do to make sure that you are showing up as your best self. Because nobody wants to stressed out or half therapist, you know. No. You can't let your client's problems affect you. You can't. Of course, you are going to empathize with your client. And in session, you're going to be all in. But when you go home, I need you to take care of yourself, because you are just as important as your client, okay? Okay. So guys, that completes this Q&A, and I hope you guys got all the information you needed. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope this answers some of your questions related to mental health and the mental health field. I get questions pretty frequently, so I'll be posting another Q&A soon. But yeah, like I said, I really hope this video was helpful for you guys, and I hope it encouraged you to be a mental health therapist. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys. If you want more videos on mental health, hit that subscribe button and hit that like button so I'll know that you guys like these type of videos and that I need to be posting more videos like this. And don't forget to comment. Let me know what you guys thought of this video. I love to talk to y'all. I love engaging with y'all. So yeah, don't hesitate to leave me a comment. I always respond. And don't forget to hit that post notification bell. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video.